Hey everyone, I'm out here in the garage and what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at pole saw attachments for my gas trimmer. So stay tuned. So if you're new to the channel, I just want to welcome you here and hopefully you'll consider subscribing if you like what you see. Also, check out DIY Apprentice on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I post lots of pictures and videos on those platforms before I post anything on YouTube. And occasionally I'll post things on those platforms I don't post on YouTube. Also, check out the website at DIYapprentice.com. And don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. So back early fall, I started to trim some trees in my yard. I have a maple tree in my backyard and a cherry tree at my front yard. So the maple tree didn't really need a whole lot of work. I was most concerned about my cherry tree in the front yard. Since some of the branches on the cherry tree are a little higher up, I decided to look for a pole saw that I could use to trim the tree branches instead of using a chainsaw. So then I started thinking about it and I said, you know, I have this gas trimmer that has the ability to add attachments on it. Why don't I just use that? It makes a lot of sense. So I started looking around for pole saw attachments. So the two pole saw attachments we're going to look at today are the TrimmerPlus PS720 and the Ryobi Expand-It. So I am not doing an in-depth review of these pole saw attachments. I'm just giving you my thoughts on the two that I looked at, the two popular options that are out there. So let's get into it. Alright, so here are the two trimmer attachments side by side. Again, I am not doing a full review of either of these tools. I'm just talking through the decision I made because I bought one and I'm going to return one to the store. This is the TrimmerPlus right there. See, 8 inches, PS720. Take the cover off so you can see that. This is the other part of that attachment. Alright, so here's the Ryobi Expand-It. This is 10 inches as you can see. So the size difference is definitely noticeable. When I look at the Ryobi, it's a little bit longer. From what I understand, the reach for this particular tool is about 12 feet. And the reach for this one's 11 feet. One thing also, if you look at the heads on the tools, this one's straight. You can see that. This one has a little bit of an angle to it. So being angled like this, as you reach up high, this one's probably going to work a little bit better. Alright, let's talk about some other things on these two tools. We'll talk about weight first. This one is definitely heavier. This one's for sure a lot more lightweight. So that could be a factor for you. When I look at the construction of each one of these tools though, if you look at the Ryobi, it's pretty much all aluminum here. A little bit of plastic on the tank. And then plastic right here on this cover. This one, plastic here. It's got plastic here. And then this cover's plastic. The warranties on each one of these tools, this one is a 2-year limited warranty. This one carries a 3-year limited warranty. I also thought about replacement parts, mainly the chain. As I understand it, the chain for this one actually is at Lowe's. I didn't see it on the shelf. I didn't even look for it. So this one uses the 10-inch Y40 chain, which is available. I actually saw that physically in the store when I was looking for replacement parts for these tools. Just in case something happens with the chain, because chains don't last forever. They do wear out. And I just wanted to make sure I could find replacement parts if I need them. Here's the bag of accessories for the Ryobi. Quite a few things in there, some tools. It's got a strap in here also. So this is a shoulder strap right there. Accessories for the TrimmerPlus, there really isn't much included at all. There's no accessories at all. This one does come with the bar and chain oil. This one also comes with bar and chain oil. And then the last thing I considered was the number of reviews that are out there. Not only the reviews, but also the rating. So the Ryobi, from what I could tell across the board, was at about a 4.6 star. The TrimmerPlus was around 4.3, 4.4. So there's not a whole lot of difference in the rating on these two tools, but I will say the Expand-It had quite a bit more rating. So there's probably, I think, around 3,000, something like that, whereas this one had somewhere maybe like around 500 reviews. And then the last thing I considered, obviously, was price. So the Ryobi was about $10 cheaper than the TrimmerPlus when I went and purchased it. I think they might be the same price now. Alright, so with all those factors considered, I chose the Ryobi. It just seemed like the better tool. Again, I have not fired each one of these up, so I don't know how they're going to perform. But off the bat, I would say the Ryobi looks like the better tool. Alright, since I've settled on the Ryobi, I figured I'd assemble it and test it out here. I first needed to adjust the chain, so I put on some leather palm work gloves, then I removed the plastic stop for the bar. I just needed to adjust the chain so there's no gap between the bottom of the teeth and the bar when I tug on the chain, and verify that the chain moves smoothly by hand. Ryobi provided this tool that includes a hex end and a flat-bladed screwdriver end, so I loosened the nut one turn, then turned the screw clockwise to tighten the chain, checking the tension as I went. Once the adjustment was made, I tightened the nut. With the chain adjusted, I installed the attachment onto my Poland Pro PPB 100 gas trimmer base. First, I had to remove the trimmer attachment by loosening the red knob, then pulled it off. To install the Expand-It extension shaft, I removed the plastic cap, slid the shaft onto the trimmer end, making sure the pin lined up correctly, then I tightened the knob. I proceeded to install the pole saw attachment by lining up the pin with the hole on the extension shaft, then tighten the knob. Because of the added length, I moved the handle out towards the end of the shaft to provide more leverage. Before I could fire up the tool, I added bar and chain oil to the tank. Attached a clip for the shoulder strap. Then adjusted and attached the shoulder strap to the clip. Okay, I don't have any footage of the cherry tree in the front yard being cut, so I'm just going to quickly demonstrate on this limb that's laying on the ground to see how well the pole saw works. I first started the engine, then checked to make sure that the chain moved without binding. Alright, let's give this a shot. Wow, that was very easy. Very impressive so far. Here's a picture showing the branches cut off the cherry tree in the front yard. I used my 14-inch chainsaw to cut the lower branches, but the Expand-It did a great job on the upper branches. As a warning, there is a ladder in this picture, and it's not recommended to use a pole saw while on a ladder, so use your own discretion. I was probably no more than about 8 feet off the ground. After I finished using the pole saw, I disassembled and cleaned it before storing it. I generally find that compressed air works best for cleaning my chainsaw, so I use it to clean the pole saw. Lastly, I slid the cover onto the bar and chain, then put the caps on the extension shaft and pole saw ends so I could hang them in the garage. Alright, so there you have it. Just a brief look at a couple pole saw attachments. And obviously I chose the Ryobi Expand-It. That's the one I purchased. It's worked pretty well so far. It is a lot more durable, it feels like, than the other one. It is a bit heavier, I will say. But overall, I think it's going to hold up better over time. So hopefully this information was helpful. And thanks for watching.